So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come at this video with a little bit of a different perspective because I know there are a lot of people that are angry about this, and rightfully so. You are being attacked. This is deliberate. You are being insulted as a Christian. But this is nothing new. Christians have been insulted for years now, and not just by the left, and not just by Democrats. I played a clip in an earlier video of Ben Shapiro on the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan's like, oh, so you view Jesus as a prophet. And Ben Shapiro bit back and said, oh, no. We think he was just sort of like a criminal who tried to lead an uprising and got killed for his trouble. Ben Shapiro was also the one that made the hands up, don't nail meme, joking about the crucifixion. Christians have had Jesus and the crucifixion and their beliefs mocked and ridiculed for years. There is no anti Semitism law for a Christian faith being mocked. It is the most mocked faith in America. These people, they don't mock Islam. They wouldn't dare do something like this to a cherished Islamic holiday, but they do it to Christians. And so, what I will say is this: I don't blame transgenders for this at all. This is a political stunt by a depraved, far left political party. Transgenders are just fine. I know you weren't expecting me to say that, but they're fine. When Blair White does a video with Tim Pool or Alex Jones, I have no problem. I have no hate in my heart for transgender people. In fact, I actually feel very badly for them. Because transgender people, some of them are put in an impossible situation where you have some left-wing mother that wants to live vicariously through their kid and are willing to ruin their kid's future for the sake of some momentary fame and clout and going on talk shows and stuff like that. Truly, I have great sympathy for this. But what we're witnessing here is an attack. They know that this is Easter. They know this is a cherished Christian holiday. And they're doing this anyway. Now, what am I going to do about this? What are we going to do about it? Nothing. We're going to discuss how this is inappropriate. We're going to mark this on the ever expanding list of ways these people have chosen to defile the faith, chosen to defile Christianity. And then when tomorrow comes on Easter, we're going to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And there's not a darn thing that any of these people can do about it. Because at the end of the day, Christ is king. Christ is king. That doesn't change because of this. This is blasphemy. This is a profanity. Absolutely. There's no question about that. It's blasphemy. And it doesn't change anything. It doesn't alter the fact that tomorrow is the day that Jesus rose from the dead. He returned from hell after proclaiming that there's a new covenant with mankind, raising up some of the souls that had been damned because they could no longer, or they couldn't reach the grace of heaven because they didn't have a relationship with the Father. But through Jesus, they were able to get into heaven. They were able to be saved. It's the greatest gift that humanity has ever been given because we are unworthy. We are unworthy. But through the grace and love and sacrifice of Jesus Christ, we're able to show our love and appreciation for what Jesus gave up. So I want to play this real quick.
This is why, as of last year, I stopped praying for tolerance because of the things that's taking place by Christians. Being way too tolerant with the behavior that's taking place from the White House. Leadership at the top announcing that on Easter Sunday, tomorrow, for many of you that will be going to church to celebrate. You know what you're celebrating? Resurrection. The White House chose to celebrate transgenders. The 0.1% of America, transgenders, who in many cases are going through challenges both mentally and emotionally, but we're wanting to celebrate the 0.1%, not the Christian nation, not the Christian leaders who have done incredible things for this country, and the level of disgrace that this brings to us as a country, to the rest of the world, that our president wrote this and announced this yesterday for Sunday, is a spit in the face to many Christians around the nation, and you shouldn't be okay with this, and you ought to stand up for yourself and realize that this is not acceptable. It's time for Christians to stop being so tolerant with this type of behavior. By the way, this isn't a left, right, center thing. This is if you're a Christian and your life, God, comes before your political party, you ought to stand up. If your political party comes before your faith, don't do anything about it. You decide what you value more, how you vote or how you pray. If we get those orders right, the future looks bright. But if we stop fearing God and no longer wanting the favor of God, the future doesn't look as bright as we think it does.
That's a great sentiment. That's a great statement. It has a lot of views, nearly 300,000 views. Yeah, no, that's a great sentiment. But here's my thing. I understand what he's saying completely and totally. It is an insult. However, my take on it is this. I'm doing a video on it. I'm condemning it. He's condemning it. People are going to condemn it. But you can condemn it all you want, as I am, as he is, but do not forget the importance of what tomorrow is. It's not about their distraction. These people are evil. They're demons. We know that. We know, well, Joe Biden's a vegetable, but the people around him, we know that these people are secular. We know that they're demonic. We know that they abhor Christ. They hate him. They hate what he represents. They hate that he died on the cross for our sins. We're dealing with some pretty evil, despicable people. But here's the thing. None of them matter more in any way, shape, matter, or form than the sacrifice that Jesus made on the cross. That's all that really matters. These people can insult, they can profane, they can blaspheme. And while I think it's important to call it out, you just don't lose focus. Don't lose focus on what's important, that Christ is King, that he sacrificed everything for you, that you may have new life, that you may have a relationship with the Father that none of us are worthy of, by the way. We don't deserve it. Nothing that we could ever do could even, nothing we could do would even come close to being worthy of a relationship with the Master of the universe, the Father of all. But through the sacrifice of Jesus, we have that gift. What an incredible blessing. And so, yeah, I believe standing up for your faith is important. But I think that a lot of times people just use it as an excuse to be angry and forget what they're actually fighting for, which is Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and the Father. I think, obviously, it was intentional. Obviously, you have some sick, twisted, demonic, terrible people that thought, wouldn't this be funny if we added this profanity, this debauchery, this degeneracy to Easter, to snub our nose at Christians? I bet they had a laugh about it. I bet they thought it was really, really funny. But you know what? God has a plan. And these people, they're going to fall. In November, when it comes time to vote, this may be the difference maker. It may be something next week they do to insult Christians. But at the end of the day, the evil one loses. Satan loses. The demons, they get cast into the lake of fire. Jesus is more powerful than all of them. And he's the one that you bend the knee for. He's the one that you show grace for. These people insult him. They attack him. He allowed himself to be killed for you that you might find grace. So, yeah, I think that it's important to defend him, to defend the Christian faith, to be tough like he's saying, but not to forget why we're doing this. Not just to be angry because that goes against the teachings of the Bible. The Bible talks about many different things as it relates to battling evil, but from my point of view, there's a reason why the armor of God has a sword and a shield. There's a reason why it's called the armor of God, to protect yourself and to be able to vanquish your foes. I'm not talking about physically. I'm not talking about an actual literal sword. I'm talking about the metaphysical. I'm talking about the spiritual. Having the ability to pierce through all of these lies and all of the distraction, all of the deception, to continue to stay steady and firm on the thing that matters, which is that Jesus Christ is King. And he sacrificed his life and then rose from the dead. I tell you what, one of my favorite parts of like Good Friday and Easter is listening to the harrowing of hell. So if you don't know, after Jesus died, he didn't just lay there for 3 days. He actually went on a journey to the underworld. Now, there are some different interpretations of this, but he went to proclaim to all of the souls that were down there that a new covenant had been made, that his blood had bought them salvation if they were willing to take it. And also, I like the part where they said that the demons were celebrating in hell. They were celebrating. They were having a party because Jesus had died. And Jesus just shows up and he crashes their party and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not dead. I've not died." Oh man, that probably would have been hilarious. Just to watch all of these smug demons celebrating the death of Jesus Christ. And then all of a sudden, Jesus walks in and says, "Yeah, hey guys, oh, what are you celebrating? Oh man." Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the passion of people. I appreciate that Christianity is appearing to come on the rise. More people are saying Christ is King. They're fighting back against people that are trying to remove Jesus from, the conversation and from, the public consciousness. I appreciate people fighting the good fight for Jesus Christ and for the church. I just think it's very important that you not forget why we're doing this, and that's for him, for his sacrifice, because there's nothing that we could do ever in a million years that could even approach what he gave to us, the greatest gift ever, which is redemption and a relationship with the Father of the universe. Anyway, more Joe Biden stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Yet another reason why I'm voting for Trump in 2024. Get all these people out, let them believe their heinous, evil stuff over there, away from power, away from society, maybe in a padded cell. Bring back insane asylums. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad that there are so many of you that are strong in the faith. And I will always remain committed to talk about this, even though I know that this isn't, exactly going to be, the biggest video I've ever done, and there may be a few people who watch it, but that's good enough for me because I am content making content like this. I love sharing my love and appreciation for Jesus Christ, and especially this time of year, it's remarkable. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.